On the night of the 31st of August 1997, Princess Diana was killed in a fatal car crash in Paris. Partner Dodi Fayed and driver Henry Paul were also pronounced dead at the scene. Sending shockwaves around the world, and most importantly the UK, investigations were put into place to find the true cause of this horrific event. Some claim that the erratic behaviour of paparazzi following the car contributed to the crash. In 1999, a French investigation found that Henry Paul lost control of the vehicle at high speeds while intoxicated. However, for many people, what happened that night was not simply a tragic accident caused by paparazzi or drunk driving. They believe that it was all a result of a conspiracy, a planned attack to kill the Princess of Wales. Here are 5 of the most believed and backed reasons as to why so many people still think to this day that Princess Diana's death was involved in foul play. Mohammed Al-Fayed, father of Dodi Fayed, believes that Princess Diana was killed due to falling pregnant with his son's child. It's well believed that the royal family was not the biggest fan of Diana being partnered with Dodi, with Mr. Fayed saying that the royal family could not accept that an Egyptian Muslim could eventually be the stepfather of the future King of England, so plotted to kill her off. The thing is, there was no sign of pregnancy during the post-mortem examination. Further tests on Diana's blood found there was no sign of pregnancy there either. There was no evidence even Diana suspected that she may be pregnant, with numerous close friends and others saying that her menstrual cycle was normal and that she was using contraception. Before Diana's death, she hadn't even mentioned to anyone close of her any news of being pregnant, leaving the chance of this theory to be pretty low. The main motivating factor behind the conspiracies is the belief that Diana herself thought she was going to be killed, and that much appears to be true. Chief among them is a letter that was disclosed by Paul Burrell, Diana's one-time butler, who said he had been given it for safekeeping. The letter reads as follows: "I am sitting here at my desk today in October, longing for someone to hug me and encourage me to keep strong and hold my head high. This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. Blank is planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury in order to make the path clear for Charles to marry." The letter appears eerily present, and indeed, it had history. When Diana wrote the letter, she had experienced problems with her car and had voiced fears about them, as her bodyguard had died in an accident and she believed it was a conspiracy. Diana clearly had concerns about her safety. That much isn't a conspiracy theory. However, there appears to be no official suggestion that she would actually be killed, even if there was animosity between some members of the royal family and Diana. The driver, Henry Paul, was the head of security at the Ritz Hotel in Paris. But conspiracy believes that he was in the pay of at least one other organisation, the security services in France or the UK, or both. People who doubt the official course of events say that its central claim about Mr. Paul being drunk at the time of the crash was not only false, but a lie spread by the media to cover up the killing. And that was done in part by swapping his body with another person so that the toxicological results would appear correct. There are a number of reasons why people believe this. For instance, Mr. Paul did not seem to behave like he was drunk earlier on in the night. Beliefs about him being in the pay of a security service come from the fact that he appeared to have more money than would be expected, and that some security officers have suggested they might have had a French source inside the hotel. In spite of this, there's no evidence to suggest that either of those things contributed to the crash in any other way than the official account. Numerous tests show that Mr. Paul's blood had alcohol in it. Though there were mistakes made in the test, repeated checks of those have certified that Mr. Paul had indeed been drinking. Conspiracy theories around Diana circulated even when she was alive, and indeed, the princess appeared to believe them. In 2004, US news channel NBC aired video showing Diana talking about an affair with Barry Manaki, a former bodyguard who she described as the greatest love I've ever had. She then stated that it was all found out and that he was chucked out of royal protection. Then he was killed. I think he was bumped off, she said in the tapes. Conspiracy theorists took up that claim and suggested there was a mysterious driver who apparently helped orchestrate the car crash that Mr. Manaki died in. He had been riding as a pillion passenger on a motorbike. That bike crashed into another car that was coming out of a junction, intentionally, according to some. Cons rumbled on and became part of the same sets of belief that animate theories about what really happened to Diana. People believe that what happened to Princess Diana's bodyguard was the same tactics used to kill the princess herself. Finally, it's believed that doctors allowed Diana to die on purpose by not treating her in the proper way. Most of this revolves around her treatment at the scene of the crash. If she had instead been taken to the nearest hospital and treated there, she may have survived. Part of the belief in this theory comes from the fact that the French approach to the emergency care system is simply different from the UK. In France, emergency crews focused on giving treatment at the scene before moving a person to hospital. In the UK, it's about getting to the hospital as soon as possible. The problem with this theory is that such a conspiracy will require a substantial number of expert doctors and other caregivers to both break their ethics and lie about doing so. Doctors were questioned, however, with them saying that this information was untrue. It's impossible to say whether or not there would have been more success if Diana was taken to hospital, but either way, doctors have said that it was almost impossible for her to survive her injuries. How you think Princess Diana died? It's very clear to see that she was beloved not only in the UK, but the world over. The princess's funeral was held at Westminster Abbey on the 6th of September 1997. It was attended by 2,000 people. 32 million people watched the service in the UK, and an estimated 2.5 billion people watched it worldwide. Lord Spencer, Diana's brother, spoke at the funeral, giving a very fitting description of Diana. She was a very British girl who transcended nationality. Someone with a natural nobility who was classless and who proved in the last year that she needed no royal title to continue to generate her particular brand of magic.